Hello everyone, this is about Brunnstrom stage 4. At this point, the spasticity that dominated earlier begins to ease. Compared with stage 3, tone is lower and the individual begins to move partly out of the basic flexor and extensor patterns. Voluntary control now improves and separate joint motion slowly starts to appear. This is an exciting turning point in recovery. Let us begin with the upper limb. The person can now carry out several new actions that are not purely within the old synergy pattern. They include placing the hand behind the body, lifting the arm forward up to shoulder level with the elbow straight, and turning the forearm palm up and palm down while the elbow remains bent at a right angle. Movement is still slow and deliberate. When we look at performance, the speed rating is around 2 or 3, showing that movement is present but not yet fluent. The movement rating is around 4, meaning that motion partly breaks away from the old pattern, though not yet fully free or isolated. Now, the wrist and hand. Here, we begin to see early independent motion. The person may start to open the hand, extend a few fingers, or bring the thumb across towards the fingers. This marks the early return of purposeful grasp and release. In the lower limb, the person can now bend the knee beyond 90 degrees while keeping the foot on the floor. They can also lift the front of the foot upward while the knee is bent, an early sign of ankle control. These actions reflect the start of true selective movement and greater independence in the leg activity. Multi-joint movements are now more controlled and less tied to mass patterns, though still not perfectly smooth. Balance begins to improve but remains limited. Coordination, timing, and strength continue to need practice. To sum up, stage 4 marks a major step forward in motor recovery. Tone reduces, voluntary control improves, and the person begins to perform actions that move beyond the earlier rigid patterns. This stage represents the beginning of functional independence and sets the foundation for more refined movement in the next phase.